Hey guys, Graham here from the recordingrevolution.com. Got another 5 minutes to a better mix video for you today. We've been looking at 31 mixing tips in 31 days, and this one is a classic technique and it's used all the time in pop and rock music, and I think it can be used in almost any genre. Again, with keeping the dynamic of the mix in mind, keeping things interesting, keeping the song fresh from start to finish. Today's tip, which is the telephone effect on your vocal, is a great one and a quick way to instantly bring some variety to a certain phrase or a certain section of a vocal. I don't think it's overdone, so if you use it tastefully, I don't think it's ever overdone. I think it can be a good tool, and I want to show you how to do it. It's super easy, and everyone should know how to do this, and you'll find good uses for it in your mix. The idea here is you are taking a vocal that sounds nice and full and normal, and all of a sudden it sounds like it's coming through a telephone, and the listener goes, something's different, and it's a change of pace. Here's an example where I used it a little bit in the bridge of a song.
I have everything, I won't praise my perfect King. When all that I have is gone, I will bless the Lord my God. When I have everything, I will praise my perfect King. When all that I have is gone, I will bless the Lord my God. When I have everything.
All right, so you could hear him singing nice and full like normal, and then when it came down to the small acoustic part and he's singing in English, that's where the dynamic got totally different. And we use the telephone effect on his vocal there, and then it opens right back up when the drums come back in and the harmony comes in. So it allows the bridge to sound interesting. So here's what it sounded like before. I'm just going to drag back the original.
When I have everything, I will praise my perfect King. When all that.
All right, it sounds fine. It sounds great. In fact, it's a nice tone to have that real intimate vocal. But as I did the whole mix and I was looking at from start to finish, I felt like it needed to be different, and this is where I implemented the telephone effect. And all you have to do is literally grab an EQ. I'm going to grab a 7-band EQ in Pro Tools, but this will work in any DAW. And all the telephone effect is, it is a high-pass filter, so you're cutting out the lows, and it's a low-pass filter, you're cutting out the highs. So you're really removing the low-frequency information, which thins it out, and removing the high-frequency information, which then reduces the clarity. So what you can do is simply engage a high-pass filter. Let's go ahead and solo this.
When I have everything, I will praise my perfect King. When all that I have is gone.
Okay, so it's gotten thinner because of the high pass. Now I'll put a low pass on, and we'll drag that down.
When I have everything, I will praise my perfect King. When all that I have is gone.
So now we've lost some of the clarity, okay? You can see these curves scooping them down. And now all I'm going to do is just find the sweet mid-range spot and boost it so you can perceive his vocal a little bit more, but it's really mid-rangey.
When I have everything, I will praise my perfect King. When all that I have is gone, I will.
All right, so let's bypass it and hear the difference.
When I have everything, I will praise my perfect King. When all that I have is gone, I will bless the Lord my God.
That's all the telephone effect is. It may differ how much you cut the low and how much the high and which mid-frequency you boost. This is about 1.4K I boosted. You really just need to experiment, and you can't go wrong. Some telephone effects are even thinner than this, and some have a little more clarity. Just pick a setting that you think works for your mix, and then all you're going to do in your DAW is one of two things. Either automate this EQ to cut in and out on the section that you want, and that's going to vary depending on what your DAW does. In fact, I did a video on this for Pro Tools specifically. Or if you can use something like in Pro Tools, there's an audio suite version, which allows you to bring up the same EQ, but you can actually process it right on the track and write the EQ curve directly onto the waveform itself. So reduce the highs, reduce the lows, boost a little bit of the mid-range, and you get a thin but punchy and drastically different vocal sound. Use it for a line or two, use it for an echo or delay, or use it for a half of a bridge like I did, and it'll totally change up the mix. Hope that helps you guys. Again, this is Graham here at therecordingrevolution.com with 5 minutes to a better mix. I hope to see you tomorrow.